Alright guys, with the Terra Crew event only a couple days away, we are in crunch time right now. We are at the house of the owner of Rover Labs. We'll show you some of the products soon. I'm sure you've heard of him already because he's been blown up on social media. But today we are getting a few things installed that will help us with the night runs and all the stuff we got going on this weekend. But before I show you guys what we are doing here today, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. We are shooting for 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And also before we show it, I want to show you these two trucks, dude. These things are freaking badass. What did I do to get here? What did I do to get here? Look at my hunk of junk sitting here. But okay, let's look at the main thing that we are getting done today, guys. And this is, would you say this is a prototype still, or?
Still a prototype stage, yeah.
Still a prototype stage. So, well, first and foremost, the way I found this guy is he makes these dome light conversions, which, are we doing that today too?
Yep.
Okay, we're doing the dome light conversion today where you can put a KC Cyclone, a Baja Designs rock light, or a diode light. So you can brighten up the cab a whole lot more than what the stock is. So that's how I found him. And then about a week ago, he sent me a picture of a prototype third brake light he has on his truck. Now, I was already sort of in the talks with Evil Manufacturing about doing their third brake light, but they kind of dragged ass. And two, with their third brake light, you have to drill into the cab, which was really kind of holding me up from doing it. So the cool thing about his third brake light is yours on your truck right now? All right, so right here you can see it on his truck, and it bolts into the stock bolt holes. You don't need to drill any holes into the cab. It bolts directly into the stock bolt holes. So what I'm doing today is I'm throwing on this prototype. I'm gonna take it out to the Terra Crew event this weekend, which I think would be the perfect place to test it and see if these lights are bright enough and see what other things can be worked on before it becomes a production product. All right, so here we can get a better look at the 3D printed third brake light. Again, these are 3D printed. I might, if all goes well this weekend, I might try to talk him into sending it off to a metal shop to get an actual metal housing made. But for now, it's a 3D print, and it takes 3 Baja Design rock lights. So the middle one is a red Baja Design rock light that will wire up to the existing brake light. So every time you pump the brakes, you still have a third brake light. Then on the outsides, I've opted to go with 2 amber rock lights to cut through the dust. Now I know he's running 1 amber and 1 white, but I wanted to go dual amber on it, and I'm excited to see how this goes. So this is going to be sort of a rough installation video, I guess you could call it, but essentially what I'm doing, or what I did this morning, is I had to go ahead and start running wire all the way down the driver's side floorboard, all the way through up this back corner, going to the third brake light, which he's finishing up right now because I don't really know what I'm doing. And he's already ripped off the third brake light up here. How hard is it to get in here with the wire? Like, where do you send it to?
You just run it through back up here, and then it'll pop out, and then that's where we'll do all the connection points. But I'll show you the bracket that I made, so you don't have to drill anything.
Sorry if this whole video just seems rushed and super frantic. Like I said, we are in crunch time. This is Thursday, and I leave tomorrow morning for the weekend, so we have to go ahead and wire up this whole third brake light, wire up the dome light. I need to drive back home, pack, get ready, so it's gonna be a pretty rushed day. All right, so we got the wire ran all the way through, going out toward the bed through the third brake light hole, which I'll show you in a second. We're just getting everything, all the panels put back in and stuff, breaking every clip in fucking sight. But let me show you guys why you don't need to drill into the cab with his setup. So he makes this back plate right here that goes into the factory holes and sets up a new hole to drill into. So it's not technically going into the same holes, but there's a back plate that, I mean, allows it to not drill.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not drilling in my cab. I wouldn't want other people to drill into theirs.
So yeah, we got the wires ran all the way through. You're still chipping away at that. Ugh. I'm almost done putting the interior back together. And oh my god, I cannot express how much I hate these fucking clips inside. Well, now that we're halfway through with the third brake light install, I want to show you something else that he's been working on. Which, can I show the diode one?
Sure.
So yeah, along with the Baja Design rock light third brake light he's making, he also made one for diode dynamic lights, which it's a lot bit bigger, as you can see, but they're bigger lights. So these might be a little bit brighter than Baja Designs. I'm not sure. That's what this whole R&D testing weekend's for. Not that I'm running the diode, but we're gonna see how bright these Baja Designs get.
They'll never come apart. But
I was wondering how they get held in there.
The only thing I can think of as far as like water, or like if you were to spray this thing with a hose, would water leak through the back? So I'm thinking about maybe making some sort of like backing plate that has a seal. That way there's no chance of any water getting in your cab. There you go. There's your third brake light.
sick. Why did you opt for like the one white light and one amber versus dual amber?
I don't know, it's just what I bought. I might switch to dual amber, but I kind of like it.
For me personally, I couldn't think of a need for the white light, honestly, unless they were wired to 2 different switches,
Well,
I guess.
The cargo light looking into your bed.
I dig that.
I was in a rush though, and I only wanted to run one set of wiring, but joke's on me because I'm gonna have to go back through and rewire it anyway for the diode. So.
Because before I was like, I don't want to run like one button for one light and one for another, but they do make those OEM buttons that are cut in half, so it's 2 buttons in one. So that might make more sense for a setup like that if you do want a cargo light and an amber. Because it's only taking up one spot.
Or like the rocker where you push up or push down and the middle's off.
Yeah.
I would say just get a switch panel. Easy.
Yeah. If you're going that route, here's a little incentive to stick around a little longer in the video because this is the next piece we got going on. Once we finish up the 3rd brake light, we get a nice little dome light. I like how you etched in the on-off and door too. Did the earlier models not have that?
I didn't do that at first, no.
Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, you guys might already know the name Rover Lab floating around social media because he is the guy that made those 3D printed housings for Baja Design flashlights. We're using your black truck for the test subject here.
Do you want me to get out of the frame at all?
No, you're good. God damn. What other lights do you make for these flashlights? Or like what other housings do you make?
I have one for the Baja Design Squadron, I have one for the S2, I have one for the S1, and then I have it for the Diode Dynamics, their series, and then I do it for the Milwaukee M12 batteries, the M18 batteries, the DeWalt 20 volt batteries, and the Makita 18 volt batteries.
I feel like that's the thing I've noticed most about your products is like you'll make a bunch of variants for it. Like,
well, I like having options, and I'm sure other people do too, so. I just store it on my computer, and then if someone places an order with me, I make it. It's not like I have a bunch of inventory sitting around, which is why I can have a lot of products.
yeah,
And that's how it will continue to be.
all made to order. All right, so we got the wiring all done up here. We had to do a weird little custom job, but he's got it all soldered up. I don't know if you guys could see that. Oh, barely. All soldered up. Now we just got to plug in the button, and he's finishing up the backside right now. So let's get these buttons all put back in. These are going to be the reverse lights. We're going to feed this through the top. Ditch lights.
Hey, it's nice meeting you.
It's nice meeting you too, man. Let's I'll get your Instagram from him or something. We'll all have to head out to the desert sometime this season.
Yeah, if you ever want to make a video or anything, it'd be badass.
Dude, I'll definitely want to do a walk around on your truck at some point.
Do a kickflip.
All right, so we got all the buttons put back in now. The wiring's all done. Everything's zip tied in the engine bay. We just have to connect it to the battery once we finish wiring up the light. I'll say it now, and I'm probably gonna say it again at the end of the video, but guys, go check out his website. Go check out his Instagram. Look at all the products he has. He has these flashlights for Baja Designs. He has the dome lights. He has these 3rd brake lights, which will be coming soon once we're done with the product testing and whatnot. And it's just a great place for 2nd gen guys. All right, so we got all the wiring. Is it even spliced or is it soldered? I don't know wiring
I just put
terminology.
I put solder seal connectors on there. It's kind of like a temporary thing because you'll probably have to get back in here at some point.
Yeah, we did. Like we said, it's all like a prototype, kind of to test it out this weekend. So
Yes.
nothing's like super final. It's still an R&D. but-
Nothing is final yet. I have not sold any of these kits yet. Strictly in testing. Trying to figure out how we can make this thing better before I start selling them. See if there's any ways that we can change it, make it a better product before I go out and sell it to the public.
That's kind of what we're aiming to do this weekend when I go out to Johnson Valley, because that's probably one of the more silty places I could think of, and I just want to see if the lights are bright enough to get through it, if I'm sure the housing can hold up, but we also need to see just the durability of the housing and stuff. So that's going to be a whole separate video coming this weekend, is testing this whole 3rd brake light and see what works, what doesn't work, and what we could change, what he could change to make it better. All right, and there's the final product for the prototype. Not the final product, obviously, we just talked about it, but That's how she looks sitting on the truck right now. Now all we got to do is just wire it up, make sure all the lights work, and we got us a prototype for the weekend, boys.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I like the 2 amber lights.
Dual
on the
amber's
outside.
nice, huh?
The amber outside, yeah.
I love the dual amber.
So the way our dome light conversions work on the 2nd generation Tacoma is this template that goes in here, and then you drill the hole perfectly right here. Our newer ones, like the 3rd gen and the 4th gen 4Runner and the 5th gen 4Runner, no holes are required. I make these custom brackets that go on the back, and then it just bolts on through the front. But the way that this works is this hole right here. So now, in the event that you ever wanted to get rid of your truck and you wanted to take the dome light out, you could, in theory, just put the clear lens back on. You'd never even know the hole is there. And now we have bolting locations for the new cover plate. So we'll grab that right now. Well, so the way I do it for people that buy the rock light, you know, from Baja Designs, is I give them this connector already assembled, and then you just use the solder seal connectors and you can put it all together. But now that I'm a Baja Designs dealer, what I can do is now sell these things as kits. And so if you buy the rock light directly from us, it'll already come pre-wired and like pre-assembled. So the only thing you got to do is just connect it, which you'll see how we connect it in a second. But there's one. Boom. Take one of these little guys. Red wire goes on the right. Black goes on the left. Boom. Got your connection point. And then what we can do is I make this little channel right here so the wire will sit perfectly. Install it just like that. Wire sits nice and flush. This is a clip that I make. Goes right on the back. This is also a clip that I make. Goes right on the back. All of the hardware is provided.
Alrighty, everything is now done, buttoned up. We have the new dome light, which has the door function still available, which is very nice. And we got the 3rd brake light on with the 2 ambers and the red in the center. I cannot begin to describe how excited I am to test all of this out this weekend, because like I never do any night driving because I'm usually just sitting at camp or I ride with somebody else. And part of that is because I've had no lights, but now that I have the lights to do it, guys, it might be night run time. So I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek at what this light looks like turned on and functional. But like I said, we're gonna be testing it this entire weekend out in the desert. So make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned, because I'm gonna be posting a full video dedicated to this 3rd brake light. You ready? Dude, it looks like I'm sponsored by McDonald's now. This is so sick, dude. Oh my God. All right, guys, well, that is the install. Everything is in. Like I said, we're gonna be testing it all weekend. Make sure you guys go check out his Instagram so you guys can see what other products he offers and the products I have on today. And this 3rd brake light's gonna be coming to production very soon, guys. So huge shout out to Rover Labs, and it's gonna be a fun weekend.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can